Hello and welcome to the TechBytes audiocast. My name's Tim and I'm from the TechBytes blogazine, and with me is Dr. Roy Shestowitz from the TechBytes website.
It's Friday night and I'm gonna get sauce. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. He tried to boss me and was outbossed. I fought the troll and the troll lost. I fought the troll and the troll lost. Underneath his Freebird Bridge, hoping goats will cross. Quoting Ashcroft and Tom Ridge, I fought the troll.
Good evening and welcome to the TechBytes audiocast, episode 21 for Monday, December the 21st. I'm Tim and I'm here with Gordon and Roy, and tonight we've got a bit of a mishmash of news and views from around the world. We're going to start off tonight with Gordon. He's back with us today. So, Gordon, without further ado, I'll give the microphone over to you and you can start us with our first topic of the evening.
Hi. Right. The first one is from the Ministry of Silly Lawsuits Department. It's a TechDart thing. I mean, the first thing I would say is I like TechDart. I quote TechDart a lot. And I link to them a lot. I have no connection with TechDart. I'm just someone who likes their stuff and likes linking to them. So that's disclaimer out the way. There is no conflict of interest going on. So actually, the two stories I'm starting with are both TechDart. So that's why I made that little disclaimer. The first one, as I said, it's from the Ministry of Silly Lawsuits Department. Now, a lot of things to do with property and digital and intellectual property, and people are claiming all sorts of things. And one of the things is publicity rights that people can sign away or to assume from other people. And there's a guy, for people who have seen the Pixar movie Cars, which is an excellent CGI movie, but that's a side issue. Cars, the lead character in the movie Cars is a race car called Lightning McQueen, and voiced by Owen Wilson. And this dude called Mark Brill said that Disney and Pixar's movie Cars violated his publicity rights because he owns a race car that looks similar to the lead character in the movie. So he's suing Disney for that. And the court basically rejected this, and it said, a fictional talking driverless red race car with the number 95 on it cannot be construed as a likeness of a driver of a similar numbered race car. And apparently he says he's a big deal in the racing world and he is closely associated with such a car. But on TechDart, as they said, when they search for Mark Brill race car, nothing comes up. So go figure.
And well, that leaves me rather speechless. I think we've seen quite a few of these in the past. I'm busy trying to rack my brain as to give an example of such silliness from other people, but certainly it appears that he's tried his luck and crashed and burned miserably. Before you go on to your other subject, from TechDart, Gordon, I just wanted to throw in a very quick piece of news, which is sort of related to the whole copyright issue. And funnily enough, it's one of my links that I chose, and it is from TechDart again, which is no coincidence. It's about WordPress. Now, many people that listen to the show will know, certainly myself, I've been a WordPress user for quite a while, and I thoroughly champion the service that I get from them. But apparently they've been accused of copyright infringement by their Hello Dolly sample plugin.
Which has been around for about 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been with WordPress around the scene around 2004. I was one of the early users of the thing, and I know Matt personally. And he basically likes jazz. And he uses the same phrase, you probably will explain in a moment. He uses the same phrase, which originally was one of the sample codes for a development of a plugin even before there was a plugin system. He had something inside the code, which was supposed to be kind of a funny, jolly thing. But now, it's been installed as a standard type of module on each installation of the software.
I mean, it's the funny thing here, or the unusual thing here, is this isn't something that the rights holder or alleged rights holder has contacted WordPress about. This has come as a result of a complaint or criticism from a user who's logged it as a bug. And to me, I mean, reading the article and considering what it is, I would consider that certainly under US law, this would fall under the category of fair use. Gordon or Roy, I don't know if you have an opinion on that. If there's anything.
Give some background what happened. I don't think we've explained it. As far as I could get, I mean, I read TechDirt as well, and I have done for a few years now. It's an excellent website, and it deals with especially with technology and abundance and scarcity, things like that. And in here you deal with the issue of words, of basic use of words. Is hello Dolly, is this something that can be owned by a person? As well as the things associated with this, name of a song. So it's not the actual song. What actually happened here is once you install the software, there is a plugin you can enable, and that will, as a bit of sample code for, a starting point for a developer, it will just echo the words like, you have hello world. Usually hello world is the standard simple program for a person to do. He uses hello Dolly because the person who developed WordPress, his name is Matt Mullenweg. He's a big fan of jazz, so he likes I think it's a Louis Armstrong type song, or maybe he performed the song at some stage among other people. And basically they just use a couple of words to basically test output. And I don't really know the circumstance or how it came about or who can actually claim to own these two words, but
I mean, it was why I was interested in the article, because this didn't come from any rights holder or any law firm employed. It came from a user, which surprised me. But yeah, that was just something I briefly wanted to add in, ironically enough, from TechDirt while Gordon was covering his first article. Gordon, sorry, on to your second piece of news that you want to cover.
No, there's right, okay, I was just a bit distracted there. The second one is one that really shouldn't surprise anyone. It's TechDirt, and this one just, when I saw it in TechDirt, I just thought, oh wow. It's basically the State Department in the US is spending millions to quote, train, unquote, foreign judges about intellectual property. And this is going to be the usual MPAA, RIAA, the various departments of the US corporate government, training people all around the world, training police officers in Nicaragua and judges in Peru and all of that American rights holders, American companies, American corporate law is the one that must be obeyed. You can forget your own local laws. We don't respect them. You respect our ideas of law, and just further extending their use. And as TechDirt says, you can bet your ass that the whole concept of fair use isn't just not even mentioned. It's going to be so one-sided. It's going to be a joke. But this is just the big corporations further extending US law that they've basically bought to extend right around the world. So this is no surprise, sadly, but it is kind of staggering to see it reported. Essentially, this is going to start next year, apparently.
It's I mean, it's fascinating the way that things have changed. There's been so many attacks on all sorts of copyright, facets of copyright law and allegations of infringement and fair use and everything like that. And I think now we're seeing a very different change in tactics by certainly a lot of big players, shall we say, around the world. It sort of brings me very nicely onto a subject from Torrent Freak, which was recently reported, and it was to do with a protest. Apparently it's in Spain. There's been a protest by some of the big name trackers, peer-to-peer trackers over there, where apparently the trackers are generally running 70% of Spain's internet traffic, and what they're doing is protesting against